Hi, my name is Gail, and welcome to the Tranquility Garden. Let's grow together. Today, I would like to talk about sugar. Did you know that studies show that sugar is addictive? People will actually deny their addiction, and yet when it comes down to it, if they don't have their sugar in the morning, sugar at lunch, and sugar at dinner, then they suffer serious withdrawal symptoms and go crazy with moodiness and irritability. Some don't even know the amounts of sugar that they're consuming because it's hidden in so many foods with a variety of different names. Gain awareness of the many names of sugar as they appear on food labels. Sugar can be called fructose, maltose, dextrose, cane sugar, turbinado, organic sugar, brown sugar, raw sugar, high fructose corn syrup, and corn syrup, just to name a few. Refined white sugar is considered, I guess the word, like a pleasure drug, right? It brings us pleasure. It brings us comfort. If you don't believe it, put a spoonful in your tongue and observe the instantaneous effects. You'll experience a warming, comfortable feeling that makes you feel safe and happy. Again, they're not called comfort foods by accident. Studies show that sugar destroys a person's health over time, suppressing the immune system and impairing its defenses against infectious disease. So think about it. When is flu season? Right? October through March. We have Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, Hanukkah, New Year's, the Super Bowl, Valentine's Day, St. Patty's Day, Easter. We consume more sugar during this time period than any other time of the year. And then it's wintertime, you're indoors, somebody's sick, your immunity is lowered, and you get sick as a result too. The average American consumes about 150 pounds of sugar per year. This excess sugar is stored in fat, which is why we also gain weight from eating too much sugar. However, there's another reason that sugar causes weight gain. When the pancreas is producing insulin, it cannot produce another hormone called glucagon, which is responsible for telling the body to release and burn fat stores for energy. So your body grows its fat stores and prevents them from being burned for energy when you eat too much sugar. You also can get cravings. Cravings are caused by the excess amounts of sugar we typically consume. Constant exposure to excess sugar causes the body to overproduce insulin. This excess insulin causes the blood sugar to drop to a low level, which then triggers the body to crave sugar, which at this point it feels that it needs. It's like, you ever heard of that roller coaster ride? Eventually, the body wears out, and you hear about people becoming hypoglycemic and developing type 2 diabetes. So you eat some sugar and the whole cycle starts again when you get this craving or you feel like you're getting hypoglycemic and shaky. This sugar cycle is the high burst of energy we get from eating sugar, followed by the crash and burn later. Trying to stop eating sugar is, studies show, as hard as quitting smoking or drinking coffee. It's a vicious cycle that can lead again to hypoglycemia and type 2 diabetes. So how do you kick this sugar addiction, right? So you need to know all the names for sugar. I mentioned earlier, read your food labels: fructose, maltose, dextrose, cane sugar, turbinado, organic sugar, brown sugar, raw sugar, high fructose corn syrup, just to name a few. I'm not saying that our body doesn't need sugar, but it needs naturally made sugar, like what you get from eating your whole foods, your fruits, and your vegetables. Eat fruit. Fruit is a great way to eat something sweet and control calories. Just stay away from dried fruit and sweetened fruit. Again, everything in moderation, right? You go to that birthday party and there's that ice cream and cake. Well, that's not something you do every day, right? Moderation. Another thing that people don't realize, I know a lot of people with diabetes who think they can eat artificial sweeteners and that that's okay. So aside from being a chemical and not a food, artificial sweeteners are much sweeter than regular sugar. So studies have shown that 0-calorie sweeteners cause weight gain by tricking the body into thinking that they are the real sweetener. Because artificial sweeteners are much sweeter than sugar, people overeat when exposed to sugar, trying to reach the sweetness of the fake sugar. There are also studies that show that they can make you crave sugar, not to mention the studies that show other dangerous health effects like cancer. Do your research, people. Look this up. And then decrease processed food intake. Lucky agrees. He does not like processed food either. Well, he does like potato chips. My husband will feed that to him every once in a while. So decrease your processed food intake. Remember that processed foods act like sugar in the body. Because they're processed and refined, your body breaks them down much faster than they would if they were not processed. So you get that up and then you get that down, that roller coaster ride again. So try your best to stay away from white bread, white pasta, white rice when you're trying to reduce the amount of sugar you consume. These foods keep you on the insulin, low blood sugar, high blood sugar cycle, that roller coaster ride. Replace them with whole grains, versions for slower burning food. And then learn to use your natural sweeteners like raw honey, maple syrup, or agave nectar in place of the sugar. I don't know too much about agave. So these sweeteners are less processed than sugar and still have their nutrients intact. Although they have calories like sugar, they don't cause weight gain as quickly because they burn more slowly in the body. If you want a 0-calorie sweetener, you can try their stevia leaf or their xylitol. They're natural supplements that are sweet and can be found in your local food store. Like my husband does not like the aftertaste of stevia. I'm okay with it, but he's okay with xylitol, which also has antibacterial effects too on the body. And try to limit as best you can your alcohol intake. It's not called spirits for a reason, right? Alcohol is made from sugar. It acts like sugar in the body, and your body also takes it in as fat faster than it does your regular processed sugar. Try your best to keep it out of the house. Don't tempt yourself. Talk with your family about it, okay? Explain to them why you want to make the changes, what the health benefits are. And again, I'm not saying moderation, but please, please, please remember, Pop-Tarts are not for breakfast. They are a dessert. Eat sweet potatoes or red potatoes and brown rice with your meals. These are foods to replace the white foods with. Steam small red potatoes or some brown rice to eat with dinner. If time is an issue, cook items ahead of time. And then if you must eat sweets, eat them after your meals. After meals, sugar has less of an effect on blood sugar. And I'm not saying to eat sugar, right? Keep in mind what the serving size is. You'll be less likely to crash and crave more later because you have more of substantial food in your system that your body's working with to help lessen that roller coaster ride. Reduce the amount of sugar you consume. The less you eat, the less you crave. Soda and juice are high in sugar. Read your labels carefully. Read your labels. With anything, read your labels. If you don't understand what the ingredients are, look it up. Some things might seem very horrible, but it might not be a bad thing. Like if you looked at what the name for a pineapple was, you might look at it and say, oh, what is that? And then you find out, oh, it's pineapple. Pineapple's good for you. So eat also some sweet vegetables. Root vegetables like yams, sweet potatoes, carrots, beets, and onions provide a sweet flavor that satisfies the palate, reducing your craving for a sweet dessert. And a lot of times studies are starting to show when you're craving sugar, you're deficient in like your green leafy vegetables. You need to try and eat more of them. So breaking the sugar addiction, it can be very difficult. Be patient and forgiving of yourself. It will take time to be successful. More than likely, you will fall off that wagon repeatedly. Just get back on and start again. Remember, life is a journey. So I'm going to end our session now with wishing you to have a wonderful week and to enjoy your life journey on purpose. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.